Welcome to Pardon My Frenchie. This is me, 143. If you don't have a friend, you have a few now. Hey, Michelle. Michelle is here. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. If you are here, welcome. Today is Tuesday, and this is our pet loss day. So let me get this all adjusted. Ooh, a little bit better than it is. So Tuesdays are our pet loss support group days. So these are our little bit more serious topics. If you are here and you found us and you have lost a pet this week, last week, 4 years from now, 10 years ago, or not 4 years from now, 10 years ago, whenever, welcome. You are not alone and you have a good support system. So welcome to our beautiful moderator. Hello, Dave is here too. Welcome, Dave. Welcome, welcome. Violet is here. Rosie and Coco and Lola are roaming around somewhere. So they will be probably showing up here sometime soon. So they always pop in. So hello, hello, hello. The chat is open. So feel free to put your names in there, throw some comments in there. And moderator, always please remember to remind me to do the candle lighting at the end, because I did bring it here. So we will have that. So, Patty's here. Patty is here too. So yay, Patty. Patty has arrived. So now the party can start now that Patty's here as well. And so hello, Patty. And I should not forget Bubba is here as well. So hello, Bubba. And so so today is our Tuesday, our pet loss support group day. And I'm glad that everybody's here. And if you are new here, thank you for stopping by. If you're watching the replay of this, please, Tuesdays are always our pet loss support group time. The biggest reason why we are doing this is to kill the stigma of pet loss and to make sure that we get it normalized. Because our pets are important, and it's important that pet loss and grief is very, very normal, and society makes it so that it is not socially acceptable sometimes. So we are trying to break that stigma, and we want you to know that you do have a community that supports you, and you have a safe place where you can come and share your feelings and share your stories, because more that you share your stories and you are surrounded by people that have similar situations. Here comes Lola. You will know that you are loved and you are in the right place. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with the way that you feel, or and you are completely validated and everything. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We typically do the meetings on Tuesdays and Saturdays. Lives are on Tuesdays and Saturdays. However, this Saturday is going to be moved. This Saturday is going to be moved to Friday. So this Saturday is going to be moved to Friday at 7 p.m. I have to volunteer at my son's school on Saturday, so I've got to move it to Friday. So it's just a little bit of move on this week, and but then we will be back on track. So more to come on that, but yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's get started on some stuff here. I wanted to before we get jumping into everything that we start doing here. Yep. Dave says love to the moderator. Love to the moderator. So I will say that I do appreciate Michelle and Bubba always hopping on. Oh, hang on. Rosie and Lola. Stop. Hang on. They have to get yelled at now, because now Rosie and Lola, who never ever play together, are now deciding to play together. And Rosie just knocked into a stairs that just almost knocked over one of my statues. So that could have ended up very badly. Yes, you come up here. See, she's in her crack mode. Yeah, you got in trouble, didn't you? You got in trouble. So stop. So she, as you can see, Rosie is all nope. She Rosie's gonna go in a timeout here in a minute. But yeah, she just Rosie just crashed into the stairs, which almost just knocked over one of my statues. But if she sits here for a quick second, she may just calm down. So I but she but she just she just she just heard the dungeon master upstairs open the door. So yeah, exactly. She is wound up, but she I think she just heard that she might go on timeout. So that's why she's calming down a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see. If she goes back after Lola, then no, okay, she's laying down. She she heard that she might be in timeout, so she's gonna take a little bit of a break, I think. So she now she's looking all scared. Rosie and the dogs love being they love participating in the shows. So when last time when last time we had a show and Rosie started tearing up something across the way. And this is the stuff that like happens, you don't see it on the other side of the room, but for some reason these dogs, they sleep all damn day. And then the minute I turn these cameras on, the minute they start tearing things up, and of course I can't get up and go reach them and grab them and so forth. And they know that. They absolutely know that. So I usually have to signal, do little bat wave signals, and then other people have to come from and put them in timeout. Well, Rosie got taken out a couple shows ago, and now she knows when that door opens. She knows when that door opens that she may be taken out, and she was not happy when she was taken out last time because she was just not happy. So when she heard that door open, she knew that she was probably going to go in timeout, and she's now on her best behavior, sitting there looking side-eyed, wondering if she's going to be taken out. But she's now calmed down, so she's allowed to stay as long as she doesn't knock anything else over. But anyways, so that is a joy of working with dogs and other I guess children and things that don't work on schedule, right? That's the fun of it, right? It just, yeah. So welcome to my world. Usually when I do unconditional love, yes, that's what we'll call it. Usually when I do the kitchen shows, and on the kitchen shows too, I don't edit. I don't edit my videos. So all that stuff that you see is what it is. And they, even on when I do regular couch shows or whatever, you never know what's going to happen. I mean, I'll be sitting there in the middle of something, and one of the dogs will knock something over, or they'll take out part of the set, and I'm just like, why? They are usually on their best behavior at all times, but God love them. They are, I guess I look at it this way. If they were boring, just like anything, who wants boring dogs, right? So anyways, moving on. Back to what I was saying. So I will say, because Michelle from New Zealand, her and Bubba show up on all the shows, and I so much appreciate them. I sent her a very nice little care package. I'm so appreciative of them coming on. She was very nice to send me back this picture when she got the box today. So I will show you the picture that she had sent me today of Bubba with everything that was sent to her. So here's the picture. I did send her one of the treat makers that I use on the show because I love those damn treat makers. So here's Bubba with all the stuff that I sent and one of the treat makers. So he will hopefully be a happy dog with treat makers with homemade treats. And I will tell you what, and I say it on my cooking shows all the time. those treat makers are amazing. And Dave and Patty have a treat maker too. It makes those treats in minutes, and you can have healthy dog treats for your dogs. You know exactly what's going into those, and you just, I mean, what more can you ask for? Healthy, happy dogs. You have fun making them. Yeah, yeah, it's a no-brainer. So, anyways, but yeah, isn't that just adorable? Absolutely adorable. So, yeah, well, they're all the dogs love them, and you can do so many things with them. So, anyways, so yeah, that was very, yeah, that was very, very good. So, and then I am gonna take a minute here. I am gonna take a minute here and stop and pause, because pause, no pun intended, right? Dog show. So I am gonna stop and pause here, because when I was getting all my stuff, I'm gonna take a drink here real quick. I am gonna take a minute here, because when I was getting ready to get my stuff ready to do the show today, I was typing everything up, and of course I was going through different posts and stuff on Facebook and so forth, and I ran across a post, and it just really I just want to take a minute here, and I just want to take a minute here and shout out to a very, very, very dear friend of mine. She was one of my best friends in high school, and her family was my family, and just one of those just great people. My friend Mary Beth, her mother passed away yesterday, and her mom was like my mom, and same thing. And my mom was like all of our moms were like, they would take everybody in, and just a very, very, just very, very beautiful person. And it's one of those just touching, just a very, very good person. And you knew when you walked in the house that you were family, and you knew that when you walked in the house that you were loved. And I'm sure my mother knew that when she dropped me off at the house, that that there was nothing to worry about. It was family. You knew that when you went to that house, you were family, no matter what. And so I will share her picture. This is Stella. This is Stella Feeney. And again, just a beautiful lady, beautiful family, beautiful family. She'll be dearly, dearly missed. And I will share this as well. This other picture, these pictures came out of my friend sent these today. And this is me back from, gosh, it's gotta be 2000. And this is my friend's wedding, but this is all of us back from my friend's wedding way back when, all of us. And just a great picture. And again, just shout out, just fabulous lady. And, cannot say enough about how wonderful she is. So she will be dearly, dearly missed. And, just will be very, very missed. So anyways, but moving on to today's topic, we will, I thought we would look at something that, so I thought that we would look at something, my mom was, oh, thank you, moderator. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. As I try to age gracefully, right? We all try to age gracefully, right? But thank you. I was gonna say, I think those pictures were taken right after I had the moderator too. So that was a very, very long time, 2000, 2001, something like that. So yeah, but anyway, so I thought today we would talk about, because the original, when the Elizabeth Kubler-Ross Steps of Grief came out, the whole premises of grief was, the old method of grief was detachment. So it was getting you through the steps of grief, with the end result being detachment. And it was and more so with pets, they wanted you to really detach, and more so because of the social stigma, brush it under the carpet, basically. Like, oh, it never happened. We're, kind of look the other way. That's why companies don't recognize it. That's why, oh, it's just a dog. It's, people make you feel awkward if you cry, or if you cry in public over it, or if you cry too long. So the old stigma is no longer, because they have found, through the science and everything, they found out that that's not good for people. It's not good for people to just take their emotions and push them down and not deal with them. So the new way of pet loss and grief in general is to work through it. And there's no timeline on it. And you can take as much time as you want, and you can do whatever you want without judgment. And again, you can do it without judgment, right? You don't have to sit there and worry about what other people think. And that takes, I think that takes a long time for a lot of people to learn. I know it took me a long time in life to not care anymore. Like, I honestly don't care anymore what people think about, if I do something weird, or if I do something crazy, or if I feel a certain way, I don't care what people think anymore. It doesn't matter to me what people think. I mean, there's no reason for it, right? If you're not hurting people, I mean, that, there's a, you should only care if you're, you should only have a conscience if you're hurting people. But I don't care what people think of me. If you can think anything you want of me, and I don't care anymore. Just the same thing. Like, I was, I was talking about this to the moderator earlier. We both actually work for the same company. I'm not a person that needs accolades. I go to my job. I do a very good job. I know I do a very good job. I don't need somebody to tell me I do a good job. That's fine. I love it when people do. That's nice. But do I need somebody to come up to me every 10 minutes and tell me, hey, Jen, you're doing a good job? No, I don't need that. I know I'm doing a good job. And I know if I do a shitty job. So, it's one of those things. But I think that that's something that comes with age, because there's a lot of people that need that validation. And that's fine too. I mean, again, I have a higher position where I lead people at my job. And we have all different types of people on my team, and there's you have to tailor to the needs of everybody, because again, people's needs are different. These girls, I swear, you have to tailor to people's needs, and it's different. Patty says, I feel sorry for the people that haven't experienced love. Yeah, you know what? I do too. I do too. But yeah, I mean, there's the, you have to tailor to the needs of people. But anyways, but the same thing with grief. You just have to get to the point where the main goal with pet loss and grief is that you're taking care of yourself. And you have to take care of your loved ones as well. And you have to recognize that sometimes, can you guys hear that in the background? I don't know if you guys could hear that in the background. These two are playing tug of war. Rosie and Coco are playing tug of war with a toy. And Rosie does not like losing. So anyways, but so yeah, they're playing tug of war with a toy. So anyways, they threw me out there. But anyway, so that's the main thing with pet loss and grief, is that the main component is that you have to take care of you. And that's, so with pet loss and grief, yeah, the new version is not detachment anymore. It's validation. It's validation. So there's all these different ways that you can continue the validation, and these ways also help with these ways also help with you to take care of yourself mentally. Yep. The door opened and one of them got taken out. Oh, Lola's down. Hearing loud and clear. Yep. Yeah, they're happy. Nope. One of them got taken. Yep. The battery said bye, Rosie. Yep. Rosie was the one that was taken out. So, oh, she's gonna be mad in a second. She'll be mad in a second. So yeah. But you know what? Her and Coco, they can play their tug of war upstairs. That's her favorite game. So that's her favorite game. But anyway, so these are some ways. I pulled some ways that you can, and there's some kind of unique ways that you can memorialize your pet, and because these ways also will help you heal in the long run. And some of these things work for people, and even if you didn't lose your pet yesterday or this week or even this year, these are things that you can do now. Or if there's something you're like, wow, that's really cool, I can start that now. But these are some of the things. There's like personalized rituals, at-home memorial ceremonies. At-home memorial ceremonies are a big thing in our house. When we lose one of ours, we will they go off to be cremated. When they come home, we will buy a cake, and everybody, all the dogs, all the dogs, all the people, of course, we all get around and we have cake and we have their urn, and we usually have a picture and a candle, and we have kind of like a little celebration of life ceremony when they come home from being cremated. And that's kind of our memorial ceremony when they come home. And so those are our ceremonies, because we want something to honor them. And when I came up with this, a few, back when I first lost my Sammy, and I thought, you want something, losing them is sad enough, but then you want that coming home, when they come home, you want that coming home celebration, like they're home, they're back home now where they should be. So we always do that when they come home. We always get a nice cake. Everybody sits around. We all have cake, and again, we put their picture up, and it's very nice. It's just, when all the dogs get cake, everybody gets cake. It's just a nice little celebration. Here's another one. Lighting candles on the passing anniversary. So you can celebrate every year when they pass. You can celebrate their birthday still. People do that just to keep the spirit alive. There's people that have, I'll show you, where's my picture for that? This is my, and it's a little condensed right now, so sorry. This is my, so this is all Lola. This is my all of mine. They're little urns. Now this drapes across. I had to kind of squish them together for the picture, but everybody's got some sort. They all have their last collars on top of their urns, and they all have, of course, their names on there, and all of them have something like flowers. The one in the middle, Sammy, he has the red flowers on there. Those are actually the flowers. He passed away on a day that the moderator was, he passed away the day that the moderator was going to a school dance. And those are the flowers that she wore to the school dance. So all the urns have something on the top, but so all these urns are across our mantle in our main family room. And we have, so they're in our main family room. On either side of the urns, I have candles, and which are on automatic timers, so they come off every night. And then there's also a string of lights that are automatic that pop on every night. And there is, I think, well, I have little angel statues and stuff by them too. So, I mean, so this is kind of like our way of memorializing them every day. And they're in our family room. So they're there for all of our Christmases, all of our holidays. And again, every night I think they're on automatic timers that set off at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night. Their little angel candles pop on and the little lights come on, and it's a nice little memorial every night for them. So it's just a way that, even though that they're gone, they're still part of our family, and they'll be there until I'm dead, and they'll go in with me. So, because that's it, moderator, that is in my wishes, that they'll be chucked in with me. So that's on the internet. So what stays on the internet is forever, right? So just everybody make note of that. But yeah, so you could do things like that, which is nice. Yes, yeah. Moderator says yes. It's on our list. So some people will, and this is usually happens too when people will write goodbye or gratitude letters. That happens a lot when there's that happens a lot when maybe there's not a lot of closure with the death. So yes, the song "The Final Countdown" is also on the list for my funeral. Yes, remember that as well. Yes, that is definitely on my list. So, and yes, good. I'm glad that you have that written down. Thank you. But yeah, so a lot of people will write goodbye or gratitude letters. When I had my pet loss, when I was doing my pet loss support groups in person, there was one of the sessions we had where, if people were feeling guilty about something, I know that we had a session where if people were ready to finally say goodbye to that issue that they were feeling guilty about, they could write it down and agree that they were no longer going to feel guilty about that. And then it was up to them to, we had a little thing where we would tear it up and basically set it on fire. And then it was basically saying that, it was no longer going to weigh on their mind anymore. It was done. And because when it comes to things that you can't change in life anymore, there's no reason to hang on to things like that. It doesn't do any good. It doesn't do any good for it doesn't do any good for the dead, and it doesn't do any good for the living, right? So you have to come to the place in your life where you're ready to say, I'm done with that and I'm moving on. So those are the personalized rituals, which I think are all great. I really do. I really, really do. So the next one, now this one, a lot of people do these too. Now, keeping photos displayed. A lot of people, will keep a lot of photos displayed, or they'll keep, a few photos displayed. I know at my work, I have 2 photos displayed of my ones that I've lost, and they're just in the corner of my desk. Some people will still celebrate the birthdays, or they'll do, dates of the loss. Now, a lot of that too, again, it's it's all about healing. So it's not, and you don't want to, you're you're keeping their spirit alive. That's the thing. Oh yeah, yeah, exactly. You should see our refrigerator. Absolutely, it's all about keeping their spirit alive, and it's there's nothing wrong with having a happy memory or walking by and seeing a picture and being able to smile. And I mean, just there's nothing wrong with that. I don't know where that old theory, especially in pet loss, where it was like, just get over it. You should be over it. Detach from that animal and get another one and move on. And yeah, that's we people will. People we and people will. I lost dogs, and I have Lola, I have Rosie, I have Coco. Those in no way were replacements. Those were all additions. Those were all dogs that needed a home. Those were all dogs that I needed in my home, in my heart, in my family. And none of those dogs have the same personality. None of those dogs have anything like, I mean, and Lord knows Rosie's not like anything I've ever had. She's like a gremlin. And I love her to death. I've never seen anything like a dog like that. But my Sammy was like that too. My Sammy was like a baby Huey. He was so goofy, and I think that that's what I loved about him the most. And Harley was like this big, he was a big baby, and I mean, they all had these personalities, and I think that that's why we love them so much. They all have something different, and and Lola is just this, like, she's this gentle giant. And now that she's older, I kind of call her like my little Eeyore. She's so sweet, and she just walks around and she's just happy to be with everybody. And it's just they're everything, and there's no way they're ever a replacement. And they're just they're a blessing. They're absolutely a blessing. So, but continuing the bonds, you can still continue the bond even though that they've passed on, and you continue that bond through the photos. You maintain the traditions. It shifts away from the old grief model, and it shifts away from brushing under the carpet, because I'm sorry, who the hell are those people that made that up? I mean, and granted, a lot of things have changed from when we grew up. A lot of things have changed, and we've come a long way in the way that we took care of things and we thought of things. So here's another. Okay, so here's number 3, and this where we get a little fun. Creative expression. You could do memory journals. So they have like these little. Where is it at? Let me get my pictures. Here's where photo time. So they have memory journals. I printed some stuff off here. Memory journals. Let me find my memory journal. They have these really cool journals where, and you can go on Etsy. I thought these were really cool. I didn't even see this. So a lot of people like to journal, and which I will be very, very honest with you. I kind of thought it was, I kind of thought it was hokey at first. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought it's not, because as we age, we're going to forget all those great times. I mean, if they're not on video, we're going to forget some great times. And if you're a writer, if you like to journal, then stuff like that is like really, really cool. The more I sat and really pondered it, and it's really a good idea. So I went on Etsy, and they have, okay, so here's one of these journals, right? And you can send like this one person makes these journals, these dog journals. You can get your dog, it says on here, letters to my dog in loving memory of, and then it's the dog's name. But you can get your dog's name on there. They can personalize for you. And I think this thing was like $20 or something like that. But they have so many different ones of these on Etsy. So they're very popular. Like, even even if you wanted to get something like this and just use it as, I mean, I have like 50 million pads of paper that I use to write grocery lists and everything else around. I just think that's kind of cool anyways, just to have at the house. But like if you're a journaler and it helps you to journal to get through grief and get your feelings out, something like this is so cool because then even years later, your family can go through this and be like, wow, I didn't realize, grandma and, you know, Maverick went to so and so or whatever. How cool is that? And then you could be like, yeah, I totally forgot we did that. And I mean, it's a piece of history, right? It's a piece of history. So yeah, so pet journaling, memory journals are one of them. I thought that was really cool. And then the next one, where's my next picture? The next one is here. Where is that at? The next one is art. Here, there's these wonderful artists that do pet memorial art, right? They do pet memorial art. So you send them your picture of your dog or cat or whatever, and they will do this beautiful pet memorial art. They'll draw it. Now, I don't know about you, but they've got quite a few like pet events around us. And there's a lot of those artists that will do these at the pet events. So, you can, try to find it there or whatever, but there's a lot of artists that will do these at those events. So, I mean, this is a really good one too, to, memorialize your pet. Or I've seen too, they're called wine and sips, or I guess you don't have to drink, but like they have where you can go and you send a picture of your pet to the place ahead of time. They will sketch it out for you. And then you'll go on there and then you'll go and paint, and it's a great place. You can paint your pet and it's a great way to memorialize them. And then it's something you made. And, if you drink wine, you can drink wine while you're doing it. And it's really nice, or you don't have to drink. But anyways, so pet memorializing. So there's that. And then here's this one, shadow boxing. Shadow boxing. Now, this one was given to me years ago. I had written a story in a magazine, and it was published, or I written a story for a magazine and it won. And it won, there's my little story down there, but it won. And this is my Sammy. He had passed in 2011, or yeah, 2010, 2011. But here's my story that I'd written that I won in the magazine. And then after my Sammy had passed, a friend of mine had made me this beautiful shadow box that hangs up in my office upstairs. But you can make one of these to memorialize your pet. They're beautiful. You can put collars in here. They have so many wonderful things. So great way to memorialize your pets. And again, tons of room. Go to Joann's. You can go to Hobby Lobby. They have all sorts of great things. And then, I mean, they come in all sizes and tons of stuff in there. Tons and tons of stuff in there. Those are so cool. And let's see. This one I thought was really, I don't know, jury was kind of out on this one with me, but let me know what you think. You're gonna be like, oh God, Jen, what is it, right? Okay, so this was also on Etsy. Now, I can never drink and draw, right? Well, right. Well, I think you start out pretty sober, and then probably by the end of it, you're pretty good, right? So so I saw this on Etsy. So these are portrait. I'll do one at a time because it'll be easier to see. So you send these people a picture of like your cat or whatever that has passed away. And if you have fur, like if you want to know that you want to do this, you can send fur and they will add the fur. See, because like the person sent their picture of their cat in the background there. And you can send the picture of the cat and they will replicate that for you and make it just like your cat. And so it's almost like those cuddle clones that they have. And, you know, they have those too. Now, the cuddle clones, I looked at those today, and those are, what did it say, $410 for a cuddle clone. So, yeah, those are rather pricey. And they take, I think, like 8 weeks to make. And you could put heartbeats and so forth in them. But like, I think I showed that. Well, I know I have. I went to Build-A-Bear and I made just a regular dog on Build-A-Bear before and put a heartbeat in it. And I mean, it did what, and I put the sound of my dog barking in it. And to me, it was very nice. So, but anyway, so the jury was kind of out with me on this one, and the cat is kind of coming out of the box, and the cat looks kind of upset in this one. But like, if you have part of, like, I guess your cat fur, you can add your cat fur onto this and they'll put it on the cat for you, but they make it just like your cat. And then there was this one. I don't know why I'm laughing at it. It just, because I think it's because the cats look so mad. But there was this one, and it's actually kind of neat because I guess the frame that it's in, but this is the same thing. They'll use like part of, like, if you have part of your cat fur, if you know that you're going to be doing this and you have part of your cat's fur, they can add the cat fur, right? Yeah, it looks neat, right? In the frame. And it's actually like it's coming out of the frame. So it's like a plushie almost. And they make it to match like your cat. So, I mean, that's a great way to memorialize your animal. So, and these, again, like between like this one and this one, these are rather pricey. And I think it's because they mimic your animal pretty much, pretty close. So that's, and it's understandable. I mean, if they're doing something relatively close to what you have, then it makes sense, right? I mean, it takes time. They're getting pretty close, right? So let's see. They have short, you could join a pet loss support group. You can come to this channel. That's great too, right? I mean, that's probably I would say that's probably the number one thing you should do is probably tell all your friends about this channel and join a pet loss support group. That should be the number one thing that you should do. And Michelle said that, yes, there's really good drawings. I collect pet art. Oh, really? Yeah, I bet. I mean, I bet there's some great like art, like pet art books out there. I mean, yeah, there's tons of really, really good stuff out there. But yeah, if there's anything, I mean, if you can't find a pet loss support group in your area, if you don't have one in your area, definitely find a group online. Definitely stop by here on Tuesdays. Please tell all your friends about it. Again, the more people that we can get to join, the bigger community that we can have, the bigger discussion we can have. And then we can, again, we can have, just be able to help more people. Oh yeah. Pet photography is, well, and Michelle's talking about pet photography. Pet photography is a huge one now, especially end of life pet photography. That is a huge market right now. For photographers, that when people know that their pets are towards the end of their life, they will do the end of life sessions, which are so nice. And then they'll put together like a collage of like from when the pet was a puppy all the way up until, they have the last session. And those, I've seen some of those pictures, and then like some are in like black and white, and they're just so beautiful. They're so, so beautiful. So yeah, Patty says, all of your memories, ideas are so important, especially for the children and the family, for future children to learn what they like. Absolutely. Exactly. Because it is very, very, very important. Some of the digital memorials that people can do, if you're more like tech savvy, There's social media tributes, tons of Facebook. There's tons of Facebook pages for like Rainbow Bridge. I have a private pet loss support group page that people can join. It's private only because, and anybody can join it, but it's private just because I respect people's, if people want to, a lot of people would like to post and not have their family or friends see some of their posts. They at times feel that they're posting too much, or they they don't want to feel like they're bogging they don't want to feel like they're bogging their family down. And when you know that you're in a safe environment, you're free to do that, and it's a judgment-free zone, and everybody that's on that page knows what you're going through, so you're well loved, and that's what's important. So, and there's also online pet memorial pages. You can do a photo slideshow tribute. Those are great. There's private grief communities like this one. Tuesdays, please join. Again, everybody, you don't have a friend, you have several now. Everybody's welcome. Everybody is always respected. It's just, again, just grow. Digital remembrance always allows ongoing connection and community validation. That's important. When you know that you're in a community that does nothing but validate your feelings, and when you are validated, that does everything for your mental health. And when you have your mental health, that is everything, especially now. So so that now we're getting into acts of legacy. These are great. Transforming grief into action. Donating to an animal shelter in your pet's name. I do that all the time. Whether it's extra leashes, canned foods, anytime I have a loss, I will make a huge donation with regards to foods, beds, anything that I have. I'll do a collection in honor of them. Oh yeah. Oh, the moderator said, "Well, are we donating Noir's bed that she will not be? That Noir refuses to use the one bed that she has." So I think we are going to the Franklin County shelter. Okay, the dog bed. So yes, we will be donating to the dog. Noir refuses to get into the dog bed that we bought her, which was rather pricey. So, and I know that I have quite a few other dog items as well. Ungrateful. The moderator said her dog is ungrateful, but yeah, we will be donating quite a few. I have tons of extra items as well, and I know I was gonna say I have quite a few extra items as well that I probably should move over to the dog shelter. But anytime we ever have a loss, I make a donation in the name. And then after we rescued Coco, I made a donation. And then when we lost Harley, I made a donation after that as well. So that's a great thing to do. It doesn't have to be money. You can do food. You can do, dog beds, leashes. You can eat. I mean, and it's even as simple. And you don't have to spend, even if you don't have a ton of money. You can even go to. It's amazing. You can go to like Goodwill. You can, Goodwill has tons of, like a lot of times they have brand new stuff with tags on it, and you can go there and get stuff and whatever. So. Another thing is volunteering. Volunteering is huge. Love to volunteer. I love. We have our shelter does where you can go and you can walk the dogs. You can go for an hour and take the dogs for a walk. It helps socialize them. It helps them, just learn how to walk on leashes well, and just gets them with all sorts of different people, and love that. And I will be very honest. Our company, we do a lot of volunteer work, and I am so stingy because like I always go for the dog ones, and they always make fun of me. They're like, well, if it's not a dog one, Jen won't do it. And that's not really true. Like I do people ones as well. Like I will do a people one as well. But a lot of times their people ones are like stacking heavy boxes and like feeling like a lot of their people ones require like lifting like tons of stuff. And, I have a horrible back. So that's not really conducive to what Jen can do right now. So I have no problems walking dogs and taking care of dogs. So they just need to back off. And there was one that we did with people that had disabilities. So I did do a volunteer with the people one at one time. So and that was the one with disabilities was absolutely wonderful. So anyways, so yeah, you can volunteer. That's always a great one. Fostering, if you're not ready to bring in another pet to your family, foster. I always tell people that foster. If you're not ready, or if you feel you're on the fence and you're not sure, foster. I would much rather somebody foster if they don't feel that they're not sure that they're ready, because I've had I've seen it a couple times where people have adopted and then been riddled with guilt, and it's like they always feel like they're doing a disservice to the dog that they lost, and they then just go through this horrible thing, and it's not good for you, it's not good for the dog. And foster, because then if you do have that issue, then you can go back. So creating a small annual kindness ritual, where I guess this can be powerful for later stages of grief. So I guess kindness. So I guess you could just do a little small act of kindness for small acts of kindness. So I mean, that's good as well. So we are getting towards the end, and I wanted to throw two of these in here because I thought these were really kind of cool. So two celebrities this week lost their dogs. And the reason why I'm adding, well, I'll just say it, and then I'll explain why I'm doing it later. But there's two celebrities that lost their dogs this week. The first one is Russell Wilson. He's an NFL player. So if you don't know who he was, don't feel bad. I didn't know who he was either. He's an NFL player. But Russell Wilson lost his beloved dog, Naomi. And here, let me do this real quick. So he lost his beloved dog, Naomi, and he posted on his social media. And I'll just post. So here's him and he looks like he has a Great Dane. This is his dog, Naomi. And this is Russell Wilson, if anybody knows who he is. But yes, he's evidently a famous football player. So yay, Ray. So, and this is his beautiful dog. So Russell Wilson posted on his social media, "Our sweet Naomi, thank you for over 12 years of cuddles, kisses, and loyalty. You brought so much love to our family and gave us so much happy memories. You're back with your soulmate Prince now in doggy heaven. We love you all. We love you always." So the reason why I like this, okay, is that he put this. This reflects how he publicly framed their bond, like a deep, long life family bond, and like how it centered around their family. And I like when celebrities put things like this out here, it's so important. And it makes what I do or what I'm trying to do important. It makes all of this mean something. It again, my goal is to get rid of the stigma. And when celebrities, post things like this, it brings it out in the open that, yeah, it's, this stuff is real. And for a big football player to, post that, that he's talking about, thank you for 12 years of cuddles and kisses. A big, burly football player is talking about cuddles and kisses with his dog. I mean, think about that. How many, how socially acceptable would that have been years ago? Probably not, right? Somebody would have been like, okay, dude, what's, but this is like how far we've come. And to me, that's like so important that when you have celebrities that can come out and make statements like that, it's just amazing. So I will show you this because I figure since we talked about it, this is his other dog that he was talking about, Prince. So this is the other dog that's up in heaven. So he said, you'll join your other soul dog in heaven. So these are the two dogs that he lost. But the one on the all white one is the one he just lost. So, so Michelle says, do you remember Lady Gaga had her French bulldogs? Yes. Kidnapped and stolen. Yes. Oh, that was awful. I would have been ugly crying for weeks. That was awful. Yes. Oh my goodness. And then the poor dog walker got shot. Oh my God. And Patty says fostering would lead her to owning another dog. Oh yeah. Well, trust me, Patty, the moderator keeps trying to get me to get another dog. What are you talking about? She always tries to. And this is the last one. I'll leave it. I'll bring it home with this last one too, and then we'll do our candle lighting ceremony. Vanessa Hudgens, she's the actress from best known from like High School Musical. She lost her dog Darla. Anyone that knows me knew Darla. She was the smartest little lady I'd ever known. I couldn't have asked for a better dog. I am beyond heartbroken today. I already miss the pitter-patter of her little paws in the house. If you ever have your own baby, squeeze them extra tight for me. Rest in peace, my sweet girl. And then she also shared how Darla was a key part of her life and her milestones, including being part of her wedding. She's tying loss to life, to memory and love. So, I mean, just again, when celebrities can come, and this is her and her little dog Darla that she just lost this past week. So, again, when celebrities can come out and be vulnerable, and and talk about it, that's huge. That's huge. And it does nothing but help what I'm doing here, trying to, again, break the stigma of pet loss and, make it more normalized. Now, if I can get some other things done with it, that'd be great too. But anyways, so let me get my candle. So as we light, I didn't realize both the dogs were taken out. So Lola's the only good one that was left down here. Both the dogs got put on timeout today. So anyway, so we are lighting the candle here tonight in honor of all any and all dogs that we have lost this week, last week, this year, last year, any time in our lives. We are honoring them and all the wonderful things that they have given us and all the unconditional love that they have given us. Very, very lucky for everything. And we light it and we honor the ones that we currently have, because each and every day is a blessing that we have them. We know that we don't have them for a long period of time. And it's, every day you just never know. We're very, very lucky. We're very, very lucky for having these guys in our life. So salute to all them, and thank you everybody for joining today. If you're watching the replay of this, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for, hitting the like and subscribe button, telling all your friends about us. Please, please, please pass this around. Again, there won't be a show on Saturday. There will be one on Friday. So it's going to be moved to Friday instead of Saturday. And we appreciate you very much. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. Take care. Goodbye.